Welcome back. Welcome back, family, collective, and soul tribe. Associate yourself however you like. Okay. Welcome back to What's the Juice at the Juicy Tea, 1111 Energy. Thank you so much for your likes, your shares, and your subscribes. Y'all, I asked Spirit today, what's the message? I came over to the table where the divinely messages are provided. This was the only card sticking up on top of this of my, self-made deck. So I feel this is the message. This is where we're going to start from. Okay. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for pouring positivity into the space, blessing the space. I am truly grateful for each and every one of you. Let's go on. Yep, and at the bottom of this deck, look at here, secrets. Yeah, okay. Let's go on and tap in and bring in our protection and get to the messages. I call upon the divine, my ancestors, angels, and spiritual guides to stand with me and within me as I deliver the messages. Only what serves truth, healing, and understanding for the highest good is welcomed here, and so it is. Ashe. So as y'all can see, people are afraid of your ancient gifts given to you by the divine. Trust that, okay? I feel like these ancient gifts are associated with your Akashic records, secrets that you may know or hold, okay? Hmm. Some of y'all know about secrets pertaining to, drugs being used on you or others, as well as some of you have stated, feeling poisoned. Y'all know about those types of secrets. Spirit is telling me, these types of energies here, it has something to do with lifespan. Like, people don't want people living for a very long time. Okay, there's a lady. She just passed, okay? She was 111 years old, so 111 may be significant, but she was a survivor of the Tulsa, Oklahoma um, massacres, okay, of the Black Wall Street. But this is the energy, okay? There's something that you know. Now, I'm not saying that, only take that how that resonates, okay? You don't have to be black, but that just came out, okay? Um, there's some sort of secret that you may know. Okay, you may know that there are things being done when it comes to drugs and poisoning people. Okay, only take that how that resonates though. Okay, and I do not want this to be a trigger warning for anybody, so if it is, please click off. But yeah, you also may know about crimes of passion. Okay, I just heard, a lot of, ooh, wow, that's something else. Okay. The people who have claimed, they've committed a crime behind passion, these are energies, I guess, that have studied the law and knew that they could get a lesser sentence if they say it was a crime of passion. That's just what I heard. But okay, you may know about that. Okay. You may know about something pertaining to an accident or accidents, or sometimes, look, I heard that. Damn, spirit. Okay. Sometimes accidents, right? I just heard they may not really be accidents. Okay. Some of y'all out here may know that or feel that. Okay. Mm. Damn. What else, spirit? Oh, wait. Some of you may even know about people who have been placed in prison or have gone to prison. They may have been innocent or not, but you know about somebody's imprisonment and what it was behind. And a lot of people are afraid of your ancient gifts. Mm. Ooh. You know some things about some couples. Oh, we're going to dive into it. Okay. You know some things about some couples. These couples could have been behind some things. These couples could have been profiting from this energy and this activity. Okay. Wow. And Spirit is saying these couples could have had a child, or you could be a child that is gifted. Okay. You may also come from the desert land or dry lands. Okay. Take this how this resonates, because desert is here. There may be a couple's child that has come forth with some sort of information. I just heard that too. Okay, I don't know, but take it how it resonates. Let me get two more for this gift in desert. Wow. Some of you may know about a hired assassination. You may know about an assassination. Mm, good Lord. Mm. There could have been some sort of assassin who was actually labeled as a serial killer. Okay. And you also know about a man-made disaster that wanted to come out. Wow. So many of you guys are holding information. Maybe this information is being passed on to you in your dreams. Your ancestors are telling you these things. Yeah, the tunnel keeps coming out. Many of you are very aware of things that transpire and take place in tunnels. I saw that. I was like, okay, well, it's not funny, but I'm just like, man, that's a lot. Okay, that's a lot going on right here. Okay, family. But many people are afraid of your ancient gifts because of all the secrets that you know about drugs and people being poisoned and crimes of passion and these quote unquote accidents that really ain't, an accident, and people being imprisoned, and how couples could have been, uh, stacking dollars off of that. Okay, there could be a child here that a couple has that knows about some of these things, maybe has confirmed some of these things. Okay, you could be this child that carries that gift, okay, of these ancient knowledge, or the ancient knowledge here. You could come from this is giving me energy of the sun. You could be a child of the sun. Okay, you could have something really close knit ties to Ra, I'm hearing. Okay. You may know about an assassin who was labeled as a serial killer, but really they could have been hired. Okay, but when caught or whatever, went down as a serial killer. Jeffrey Dahmer type energy just popped up. Wow. Okay. Um. You know about man-made disasters and these tunnels. Wow. Look, some of y'all could have, had some sort of encounter with aliens. Okay, this may not just be the, alien reptile bodies that they say are walking around here. Okay, the reptilian people who have, put skin over themselves or something like that, I'm hearing. But you may have come encounter with this, and you know about revenge plots. Okay, so many of you out here are very gifted, and you have a lot of information pertaining to all that is here. So let's go on and see what this is about. Ooh, what are these secrets about, spirit? What are these secrets about? What are these secrets about? Wow. These secrets are about big favors and people envying. Hmm. Envying, people being envious of you, or just people being envious of others. But yeah, somebody here was looking for significant assistance, and a large effort came on someone's part. This is giving me this energy of this couple, like, this could have been something that was just set up, y'all. This could have been some things that were collaborated with other groups, these couples and things. This feels like, they have all these little movies where they're coming out where people are being dropped off on islands and all this other stuff and being hunted. But with this drugs and poison and this couples, these were couples who were envious. They could have been envious of your status. They could have been envious of the fact that you were chosen and they were not, that you were God's children and they were not. I feel like this, I heard the devil's spawn, okay, the lineage of evil, okay. These could be these couples out here that, they may have begged, okay, to have some sort of leverage big favors called in to be able to do these types of things or pull these types of crimes off. And exactly at the bottom of the deck, for exploitation, okay, exploiting things from people, taking people's freedoms from them, knowing that it was all a hoax, it was all a lie, it was all a setup, something like that, okay. Yeah, wanting to exploit, take advantage of people's resources and connection skills and knowledge, okay. Mm. People could have made a career out of this. All right. Your ancestors may have you start connecting the dots here. Okay. People could have made a career out of, making accidents look like accidents when really they were not. Somebody could have made a career out of imprisoning many. Okay. This was collaborated effort. Yeah. Something about you reconnecting these dots here. Mm. They could have made careers out of this shit. Ooh wee. Mm. Somebody in prison right now you may have reconnected with, or you were connecting with. I don't know who's doing some sort of biography, documentary on something pertaining to someone in prison that might be giving up that information. Yeah. And this was something that was being done mutually throughout mm, communities, groups of people, satanic cults, covens. Okay. There may be a child that's coming. I can't make it up. Look what came out for the child. Yeah, there's a child here. Okay. It has everything to do with your positive energy. Whoever this child is, this could be you, family. Okay. Only take it how it resonates. But you, there could be now I just heard that there was a child here that was raised. Okay. Knowing the secrets of these families and these couples. But this child may have been somebody that had welcomed your perspective. Wow. This child welcomed your perspective, or you were a child that was welcoming the perspective of your ancestors and the information they were giving you, seeing things from a different perspective. But I feel like there was a child here who was very positive, or they were raised. You know how you got you family, right? You got your parents, but then sometimes people go against what their parents practice. Okay, this is giving me the energy of a child who had the energy of positivity. Okay, and they may have welcomed your perspective of how you saw things. Okay, they may be gifted like you, or you could be this gifted child, but they did welcome the perspective of the gifts that maybe they have now. Okay, somebody here started seeing things from your perspective, or you started seeing things from other people's perspective when it came to this uh, empathy. Okay, somebody here could have been empathetic to a situation, or empathetic to the things that you knew, or just empathetic to whatever it is that you have gone through, trials, tribulations, traumas, abuse, whatever the case may be. Once again, if this is triggering, please do not okay, watch the message, okay? But I feel like somebody here knew you were very positive, and they welcomed you with open arms, an open mind, an open heart. They saw things from your perspective, and they were very empathetic to it, okay? I just heard somebody say Jesus, okay, baby Jesus, okay? Okay. I just heard that. I'm not going to say that. Okay. I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, okay. Yes, many of you are very, let me figure out how to say this the right way. You love Jesus so much, okay? And they say you cannot go to the Father without going through the Son. I am being told to tell somebody here, or many people here, that Jesus is actually your brother. Okay? Jesus is your brother, okay, for somebody. Okay. Yeah. People were just, wow. This could have been being done, just to pay off loans, debts, or something like that, family. This energy here could have been, to pay off loans and debts. Okay, but these are things that your ancestors know, you may know about now. Okay, you may know that there were many couples involved. Okay, some of these couples' children have turned against them because they have started to see your perspective on things. Some of you have freed many children from their, bigotry or bigot racist parents. That's what I just heard. Yeah. These were the people that were really apathetic. Okay, they just wanted to focus on their life. And their life may have, had a lot of, demonic dealings here. Mm. Somebody got distracted on their path. This is giving me that energy where, you got two groups of people. Both of them are poor as shit, but one group sold their souls to the devil. That's all I'm going to tell you on that energy. Okay, family? And then, yeah, I can't make it up. It came back. Now, many of them are starting to see the reflections, their reflections. I'm seeing people look in the mirror and they don't even recognize themselves, or they just look like they've aged so much for all of the things that they have done or something like that. Whatever it is, it's reflecting back, okay, to them. And it's now revealing the truth about themselves through what they are, seeing in you. Maybe you are resentful towards these energies and they can see it and they know why. Wow. And at the bottom of the deck, somebody here wants to say they're sorry. I feel like, there's a lot of energy out here that knows that whatever they were doing, it was wicked. And they know that this could have impacted or affected their children, the way their children view them now. They know that this could have impacted or affected, just their life. As you age, the things that you do eat you up, right? A conscience does eventually kick in. And I feel like somebody's conscience eventually kicked in. Some of y'all were able to pick up on that energy. You may have even spoken something to somebody, like this is somebody's child. You could be dating somebody and was just like, damn, why I get this feeling from your parents? Now, only take what resonates. It might not be your message, but somebody here could have, been like, I get a funny little feeling from your parents or something like that. And somebody may have opened up to someone to let them know how their parents were or how they, were raised by their parents. But this energy saw the positivity in you. Okay. Only take that how that resonates. But that's a message for someone. This energy saw the positivity in you and welcomed you in. Maybe these parents, were, bigot energy, didn't like you, didn't want their child with you, could have even disowned their child for being with you. And in doing so, this child had opened up to someone and told them. This could be a masculine or feminine energy here. Okay, take it how it resonates. But nevertheless, family, I feel like this couple, they're afraid. They're afraid of your ancient gifts that have been given to you by the divine because you can see through them. Okay, so, and you may be able to see through many people. You see what you see. And when you see it, it's like they're able to see in you that you saw who they were. Okay, or who they are. All right, family. So that is the message. I'm going to get that message up for y'all. Okay, thank you for tapping in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you and the divine loves you. Let's close out. I call my power back. I release the weight of the matrix and its betrayal and deception. I stand rooted and grounded in my truth. I am whole, I am becoming, and so it is. Ashe. And until next time, you have a magnificent day. Ashe.